All right, we're back here on the Elias Macko Show, and we're talking about housing and the renters market right now. La Presse looks into it this morning, and they pay particular attention to what people with children are facing as they try and rent right now. You will find lots of listings where they just say it. Even though it's against the law, they'll say no children. They will say this is for couples or single people. I'd love to hear from you how it has been trying to find an apartment in this city if you have children. Also, would love to hear your thoughts if maybe you want to find a place and you've got a pet and you're still facing those difficulties. Before we get to you at 514-790-0800, it's our pleasure to welcome Arnold Bennett back onto the program, housing advocate. He's on the line. Arnold, thanks for coming on.
Yes, thank you.
So what are you seeing when it comes to specifically children? What do you see, and what should listeners know when they see an ad that's got requirements like that on what types of family are accepted?
Well, this is totally against the Quebec Charter of Rights, which is about as fundamental legislation as you get in Quebec. And frankly, I don't understand why the government doesn't crack down. If they see ads like that, they should be prosecuting, or the commission should be prosecuting without requiring individuals to come and file a complaint. Individuals could certainly file complaints based on discrimination. And the commission would do all the heavy lifting of doing an investigation and prosecuting and everything. But here's the big problem. You cannot, if you're as a prospective tenant, not as an existing tenant, you can't go to the tribunal, what they used to call the rental board, and file to order the landlord to let you move in. You've got no rights as in that way as a prospective tenant. So your only recourse is through the Human Rights Commission, which may very well help other people and may even end up getting you some kind of damages or whatever, but it won't do you any good about finding a place immediately, which is why most people don't pursue it.
And that's exactly what goes through my mind, right? If you can fight it, but it's going to take years, and you need an apartment today, you just want to focus on the present. Can I ask you this, Arnold? So you're looking at an ad, and there's something in the ad that is clearly illegal, like saying no children. Okay, would you tell someone, well, listen, they're doing something illegal, so call in, say you want the apartment, say you're single. Like, why? If they're doing something illegal, is it wrong to say, well, I'm a single person? Then you move in 2 weeks later. Oh, I got back together with my wife, and the kids are moving in. Like, is there something wrong with that? Maybe ethically and morally, it's wrong to lie.
I'd be concerned about making a written false declaration, but otherwise, go ahead.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't want to do that. They don't want to get off on the wrong foot.
Yeah.
Okay. And as I said, with the tight market, it's very difficult. Even when the market is less tight, enforcing charter rights is difficult. And those idiots in the Quebec government, of course, have made the situation worse. How? By eliminating the right, to assign the lease. Like what some people call lease transfers.
Yes.
Because landlords can refuse now without having a serious reason.
That's right.
Before they needed a serious reason. So if tenants went to the tribunal to declare that the landlord's refusal was invalid, the courts would 90% of the time rule in favor of the tenant. And now, of course, this is impossible. And why was the right to assign important? Because it was often used in order to enable people who were being discriminated against because of their economic status, or because of the fact they had kids, or because of their race, or any of the other prohibited grounds, to get apartments. And now the government's made that much more difficult.
Arnold, there's a quote this morning in La Presse, and it's from a landlord. And the way it's put, it's quite sympathetic to the landlord, like the tone of that section. And the landlord says this. He says, listen, I rent to families. If you look at my properties, I have families all over the place. But I know that in this unit, having a child running around or a baby there, in this unit, I know it won't work from my decades of experience. So they're saying it's not that I won't rent to families, it's that I know long term for social cohesion of all of my units and for all the neighbors to get along, I shouldn't put a family there. What's the, what do you say to that? And maybe what's the right way for a landlord to manage that situation? Maybe they've got 4 units, they'll put families in 3, but for that one, they know it's not the right decision overall.
Maybe they should be investing in putting in another layer of soundproofing on the floor. Mm-hmm. Okay, I know situations right now where landlord's renovating an upper duplex so we can move in, and he's decided to ensure the peace and quiet of both parties, he's not only going to put in the soundproofing he already put in, he's going to put in another layer. Mm-hmm. Now, some people haven't got the money to do that. Some people don't want to be bothered. The landlord you're talking about in the paper certainly has a good point, but the problem is that, special cases make bad law.
Yeah, that's right. That's right, huh?
And it's much more often that there's landlords practicing discrimination against families and kids than somebody like this landlord who's legitimately saying there's a problem with this apartment, which maybe ought to be addressed in another way.
Gotcha. Arnold, listen, we'll leave it there for this morning. I always appreciate your time, and hopefully we can catch up again real soon.
Okay.
Arnold Bennett right there, housing advocate.